I just built an AI system that turns any blog post into a 10-minute YouTube video in one click. So if you've got a pile of old blog posts collecting dust, you're sitting on a traffic goldmine you haven't touched yet. This n8n automation does it all for you, voice and visuals automatically. Upload it to YouTube, embed it back into your blog, and you've just doubled your reach without hiring an editor.
Want to land your first 3K client in days, not months? You're not missing a skill. You're missing a clear path.
Let me show you how it works. So here we are inside of n8n, and I'm going to go over this workflow at a high level, and then I'm going to drill down into every single one of these nodes to show you exactly how the system works. The first thing that happens is here, we actually just get the link to the blog article. This could be any blog on the internet. From here, we're just extracting the content to actually get the text of the blog. From there, we're using AI to generate the video script that we're going to use to create our YouTube video, and then we're splitting this off into two sections. One, to create an image of the person we actually want to see in the video, and then two, down here on the bottom, to generate the audio for this using 11 Labs. And then from here, we're using a platform called InfiniteTalk to take the audio that we generated and an image of the person, and then generate a video from that. So the length of your YouTube video depends on the length of the script that you write. Once that's done, we're just downloading the file, saving it into Google Drive, and then storing all of the records back in our Airtable database. So here we are inside of Airtable, and I'll show you how to kick off this automation. First things first, you want to head over to a blog, and I'm just going to use this blog article that I wrote, like how to start an AI agency from zero using ChatGPT 5. And all you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to copy this URL. Now, basically, there are two ways to start this. If you want to go ahead, you can just come in here and you can paste the URL in this spot right here, or you can actually come over to these forms and you can basically enter the blog URL here. This is really great if you're working with a client and you don't actually want them touching your database. You can just tell them to use this form to get the blogs into the system. And so now we have the article ready to go. And here we can actually just choose the goal of the video that we're creating. Do we want to drive awareness? Do we want to drive traffic? Or do we want it for lead generation? So here, I'm just going to go ahead and click traffic. And then in order to start it, all you have to do is click this generate button. You can see here we got this message, workflow was started. There's one thing that you should know in here, and basically it's how does this button work, right? All you want to do, just to check this out, come over here, come up to edit. And so you can see here, we just created a button with this URL formula. And all we're doing is we're sending information to the webhook inside of n8n with the record ID. And so if we come into n8n, you can see we actually have the automation running in the background. So let's go ahead and let's dive into what's actually happening here. If you don't want to build this yourself, I'll leave a link in the description where you can join my AI community to get access to these files. All you have to do is download them, come into n8n, go up here, go to import from file, and then import the file, and it should be all ready to go. I'll even include the Airtable database. And so I've gone ahead and I've just loaded a previous execution in this so you can see how everything works. So once we send the request to the webhook, all we're doing is just updating the Airtable database with the status in progress. This is a great way to know that the system is working once you've submitted it. And all we're doing here is we're just piping in the record ID coming from this field right here, and we're changing the status to in progress. From there, we're just fetching the content of the blog using an HTTP request. To set this up, you would just click tab on your keyboard and you can type in HTTP request. And this is pretty simple, but there's a really cool pro tip here to help you get around some of the firewalls that all these blog services have been putting up. So here you can see we're actually just putting in the URL from this field right here. And I've actually set up a user agent credential type. And so basically what this is doing is this is just telling the blog that there's an actual real person who wants access to this data. It's not a bot. We're not scraping it, which obviously is a lie, but they don't need to know that. So all you want to do here is in authentication, you want to go to generic credential type. You want to change the auth type to header auth. And then from here, you can just go ahead and click create new credential. From here, we can just call this user agent. And from here, if we go into here, you can see what these user agent values are like. First, we want to set the value for the header as user agent. So I'm just going to copy that and paste this in here for the name. And then the other thing you can see that example, a user agent string might look like this. And so I'm just going to copy this here. And this is basically just mimicking what a blog would receive from an actual user. And so you can just go ahead and click save. And this is going to bypass a lot of the firewalls for you. From here, you can see we're actually getting all of the data from the blog article in all this really complicated kind of HTML format. You can see there's a lot of extra information here. So after that, we're just using a JavaScript node to clean this up. A great way to create a node like this is to come into something like ChatGPT, and you can say, I need a code node for n8n to remove any HTML formatting from a blog article. So this way it's just going to go ahead and it's going to strip out all of that complicated HTML formatting using code. And so if you come in here, this is what this function looks like. And you can see here that this is much, much cleaner to look at. We have another code node to choose a voice at random. So here are some of the names that 11 Labs accepts. And so it's basically just picking a voice at random, and we're going to use this to define the gender of the image that we create. Next, it sends all of that information off to our AI agent, who's going to create all of the prompts for us. And this is really where the magic happens. So here you can see we're calling OpenAI directly to use ChatGPT 5 Nano because we actually don't need a ton of processing power for this. If you want to know how to get your API key for this, I will leave a video somewhere up top here. It literally takes 90 seconds. So inside of this node, we have a user prompt and a system prompt. The user prompt is basically like your chat box inside of ChatGPT, and the system prompt is how you want the system to behave. So inside the user prompt, you can see here that we're actually just piping in the text from our blog article. This is what it looks like on the right-hand side. We're bringing in the goal from our Airtable database and the gender from the previous code nodes. You can see here we have the voice and the gender here, and then the text from our blog article itself. Now, the system prompt is where we tell the system what we actually want it to do. What do we want it to create? And so here we say, your task is to transform the input text into a 120-word video script optimized for TTS with matching voice selection, audio tags, and image prompt. If you want a longer video, you would change this from 120 words to like 500 words or something like that, right? And we can see here, write the script in a narrative style similar to script writing to guide tone and pacing, write at a 6th grade reading level, use a series of open loops and answers, which is great for YouTube content. And then here we have some guidelines on how we want to generate the audio, the type of emotion we want to show, and the characteristics of our voice. Next, this is also generating an image prompt for us. So it says create a visual description that includes the gender, the setting, which I just put as like a home YouTube studio, kind of like I'm sitting in now. And then the style is a person explaining content conversationally. We also want to make sure there's no text, graphics, or on-screen words in the image because that will mess up the video generation. And then from there, we're just splitting this off. And there's two platforms that we're using to do this. One is a platform called KaiAI, which gives you access to all sorts of image and video generation models. And here we're actually just making a call to the Google Nano Banana API so that we can actually generate the image from our text prompt. So if I come back into n8n and we go into this create image task node, you can see here we're making a post request to KaiAI. And if we come down here, we're actually calling the Nano Banana model. And then here's the prompt coming from the node before us. And it just says female person in a home YouTube studio explaining content conversationally. Important, no text or on-screen words in the image. The output format is a PNG and the image size is 16:9, which is horizontal, which is perfect for YouTube. And we're just grabbing the image prompt here from the AI node directly before it in the flow. We're literally just dragging this in here. From there, we're just waiting 60 seconds to check if this is done. We're making a request to check if the image is done generating. If it's done generating, we're just going to pass this along through the flow. If it's not done, we're just going to loop back around to wait for another 60 seconds and then check again. And something very similar is happening down here to generate the audio based off of the script. Instead of KaiAI, we're using a platform called WaveSpeed AI, which gives us access to 11 Labs, which is one of the best AI voice models on the planet. So we're just making requests to WaveSpeed AI to the 11 Labs model. And if we come down here, we have some different parameters for our JSON. Similarity, stability, you don't need to worry about this too much. The thing that we really care about is this text field right here. And this is basically the script that we want to generate our audio from. So if we open this up, again, we're just in here, choices, message, content, script. If we come down here, we can just grab the script text and pipe that in. And this is the script that our AI agent generated for us. Want to land your first 3K client in days, not months? You're not missing a skill, you're missing a clear path. So this is the start and the hook of our video. And then from there, we're doing a similar thing where we're waiting for it to be done. We're checking the status to see if the audio is done. If it's done, we'll pass it on. If it's not done, we'll loop back around to wait again. And these nodes, we're basically just setting the image URL, which is coming from the result down here. And then we're setting the audio URL down here just to make it really simple and clean. And then we are merging everything together. Because what we want to do here is we want to send both the image that we generated and the audio clip itself to InfiniteTalk, also using that WaveSpeed service. And so here, this is InfiniteTalk, which is pretty cool. It's an audio-driven conversational AI video generation model. We can create talking or singing videos from a single image and audio input. And so basically what we're doing using the API request is we're uploading the image that we generated. We're uploading the audio clip to InfiniteTalk here to generate a video for us, matching the image with the audio clip to put together a whole video. You can see here the video costs 15 cents per every 5 seconds, or 30 cents per 5 seconds if we're using 720p video, which is higher quality. This does support a maximum generation length of 10 minutes, so just be careful you don't go over that with your script. So here we're making our API request, and now in this time we're using wave speed, but we're using the InfiniteTalk endpoint. We're piping in the actual URL of our audio, which is coming from here, and the URL of our image, which is coming from here. And then we just have a prompt that says, leave any text alone. Do not attempt to add any text to it. Our resolution is 480p because we just want to do this cheaply for now. Our seed is -1. It's just good to have a seed in there, although probably it doesn't matter. And then once again, we're just waiting for the video to be done. We're checking on the status. If it's not done, we're looping around and waiting again. And if it is done, we're just using another HTTP request to download that video file for us. From there, we upload this to Google Drive. It's great for storage. And the reason we use this instead of Airtable is that some of these clips tend to be a little bit bigger, and it's nice to have them all in one place because these are longer video files. And then we're just updating the record inside of Airtable to reflect that this is all done for us. So if we come back into Airtable, you can see we have the blog here. We have this new status is done. And if we come into the clips section here, we can actually see if we scroll down to the bottom, we actually have a brand new clip all ready to go. And you can see here that this is from the original source, our Medium blog article, and we actually have a link to that clip on Google Drive. So if I go ahead and click this, I'm gonna have to download this to the computer. And if I open this up, you can see
I started from zero, using only ChatGPT-5 to build an AI agency. Now I show you the exact path. First, AI interviews me, finds my capacity, and picks real estate as the niche. Then we design 3 services.
And so you can see here, the output for this obviously isn't perfect. We have this big camera in the middle, but I think this is a pretty good starting point. And this is only going to get better over time. We keep saying that this is the worst it's ever going to be. So as these models get better, you can expect a significantly better output for this. And I think with a little bit more work on the prompting side of things, we can get an extremely, extremely good result from this. If you thought this video was cool, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you want to get access to the workflow and the database, jump into the community, download the files, and you're good to go. And if you want to see how I've completely automated all of my UGC content over on TikTok, check out this video right here. I'll see you over there.